welcome to 100% LCFC. We're down here at the King Power Stadium with Nick from Bodie Hodges. Hi Nick.
How you doing? All right?
Good. And Simon from Total Motion.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. We thought we'd have a little look forward to obviously West Ham on Saturday, big game coming up. But before we get into too much pre-match chat, Nick, 100% LCFC is really keen to be working with you guys now. Just tell us briefly, because you're a Leicester-based charity, but maybe not every Leicester City fan knows everything about you. So just give us a bit of...
Basically we're a charity now. We set up 6 years ago, sadly after the unfortunate death of my 10-month-old son, who had a choking accident at home, and basically spent a period of time in hospital, kind of fighting for his life, and unfortunately it's a fight that he ended up losing, but very proud to say that he went on to become an organ donor and help save the lives of 4 other babies. And as a result of that, really, it kind of inspired us to start the charity. And as you say, we're Leicester based, and we kind of got 2 real aims of the charity. One is to obviously promote organ donation and kind of make people aware of the facts of organ donation, and our aim really to make them, given the information they need to make an informed decision as to whether they would like to be an organ donor, particularly with the change in the law that's going to be happening next year. But also we realise from our own experiences that there's a real gap in services that are provided for bereaved families. So initially we started fundraising to buy a holiday home which families who've been bereaved of a child could go out and spend some time at, which we've now got out at Tallington Lakes. It's a really kind of stunning luxury place, and we've got a lot of families. We've had getting on for 70 families who've used it in the last 2 years. And it's made a tremendous difference to their kind of grieving. And as we've kind of developed and grown as a charity, we've started to look at what else we can do, and we're now in a position where we try and support siblings as well, because obviously we had a daughter who had her own grief that she was having to deal with, and it was, as a parent, that's really difficult to see. So we've now have a project where we provide something called a treasure memory bag, which the aim of that is to have kind of creative resources which families can work with together to try and help them process what's happened, and start to deal with their grief in a kind of as positive a way as they can. And we're also moving forwards now. We're looking at actually developing a new role within Leicester and Leicestershire, because this is something which isn't currently provided, where we will have a practitioner who will go and work with families and children as an early intervention, and basically spend the first year kind of liaising with the family and working out what kind of emotional support that they will need to try and again help them through those really, really difficult early stages. So we are still a small charity, but with the likes of Simon from Total Motion and some other kind of key organisations within Leicester, they're helping us grow. They're helping us to be able to help more people, and as a charity, that's the thing that we're trying to accomplish and is important to us.
Obviously, you'll see the Bodie Hodges logo all over our stuff now over the next few months. So we want as many people, as many Leicester fans as possible to get to know the name. Obviously, go to the website, which we'll mention the website at the end, and the Twitter accounts, and catch up with things that are going. You did play down here, didn't you, Nick? A couple of seasons ago. You were just telling us in a charity match.
Yeah, that's right. We called it the Organ Donation Cup. There was another family, the Peatrix family in Leicester, young fan Matthew Peatrix, who waited a very, very long time for a kidney transplant.
Is that A Million Nights for Matthew?
Yes, Million Nights for Matthew. Yeah, which was an incredible story. He had a huge amount of issues in terms of trying to get the kidney. His chances went out to 650,000 to 1. Same year as Leicester won the Premier League, so that would have been a good double on a bet. Through campaigning that we'd kind of done locally with the family, Matthew ended up getting that transplant from someone local, someone from Hinckley, which was just an incredible story in itself. So we ended up having the organ donation game, which Matthew came on and actually played in. A fantastic occasion. Me as a long-time football fan and absolutely love playing there. It's the greatest pitch I've ever played on. Great and fantastic occasion and something really relishing and a great memory.
I played in a different charity match down here about the same sort of time, and I got in front of the cop end, and I was about 25 yards out, and all my dreams of like burying at the top corner completely lost it and I just passed it to somebody I dared to shoot.
Yeah.
Simon, you're a big supporter of Bodie Hodges, I know that, and you're also a big Leicester fan.
Yeah, I've been a season ticket holder and coming to games for the last 40 years.
And we've got, just moving on to the football, we'll come back, and we've got West Ham on Saturday. Did last week's defeat against Newcastle put to sleep all our dreams of 7th, or do you think we've still got a chance at that?
I think we've still got a chance. I really do. I think the only thing that I would have said about Friday's game was it showed that we're still vulnerable when a team comes with a plan. And Newcastle came with a plan. They executed it really well, and they made us look ordinary. And I think Brendan just needs to work on that, and I'm sure he will. We'll get it right, and I think we can then push on from there. But I think 7th is still a good chance if we can get something out of West Ham at the weekend.
It'll perhaps suit us going to West Ham. It's a big ground, a big stadium, big pitch.
Yeah.
Their fans will be wanting them to come at us, won't they? Which hopefully will suit us a bit better.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think West Ham do try to play attacking, entertaining football at home, and it was quite evident on Friday when you looked at Newcastle and they set up like we used to set up under Claudio and Nigel. So I think we could go back to our old style of football a little bit there, if you like.
Nick, score predictions. We always ask people for score predictions. Leicester at West Ham, not going to be the easiest game.
2-1. I always love a 2-1. I think both teams to score. Both teams score, but I think the prize of finishing 7th is a big motivation for Leicester still. So I can see them going there and doing the business, to be honest with you. But it'll be a close game, I think.
A few fans saying they don't want to get Europe this season, Simon. I'm not one. I want it now. Life's too short to not be going for Europe, isn't it?
It is. I think there was a good thing on TV the other day that said that the Europa League is for the fans, whereas the Champions League is for the clubs. And I think for all us fans, we want Europa League.
Fantastic. Go on then, let's get back to Bodie Hodges' website, please.
www.bodiehodgesfoundation.co.uk. We're on Twitter as Bodie_Hodges. Facebook, just put in Bodie Hodges and that'll bring us up, and we update fairly regularly on there. Also Instagram, and just generally all of the, in fact, we've got the Facebook on there. But all the kind of normal social media channels, and so we try and kind of keep in touch with what's going on. A lot of our events that we have coming up as well, we've got kind of quite a strong link to sport, and we do put on a lot of sporting events throughout the year, again through the kind of sponsorship and support from Simon and Total Motion. So we can keep people informed of what we're doing, and obviously every penny that's raised goes towards supporting the work that we do as a charity in supporting bereaved families and trying to kind of continue to educate people about organ donation.
Fantastic. Well, I'll put all the links into the bottom of the comments on this video so you can follow them all there. Nick, I promise you we'll be putting out all the events, especially the sporting ones, and making sure all the Leicester fans know and hopefully get on some of them.
Well, the one thing I was going to say is we've got a fantastic cycling event coming up on Saturday the 8th of June. Basically doing a bike ride which will be starting from the Tigers training ground fairly early in the morning, and there's two options. There's a 40-mile bike ride out to Bodie's Boathouse, which is the lodge I was telling you about earlier out at Tallington, which is a beautiful ride through the countryside. It's very well organised in terms of bike returns and people returns from there. There's scheduled brake stops and support vehicles, everything. Or for those who really fancy a challenge, they can do the 440 miles out to Cromer, which again is probably going to be for those people who are fit, prepared for it. But it will be a fantastic challenge for anyone who wants to take that on, and hopefully we will raise some good money as a result of it.
I struggled to do the 4 miles to go and get a paper on a Sunday. Simon, are you doing any of this cycling?
I'm doing the 140 miles.
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm on holiday the week before, so I will probably stick to the 40 miles, to be honest with you.
Very sensible. What do you say? How long's the longest one?
140.
140. That's for nutters, obviously.
Yeah, I did wonder.
All right, thanks, guys.
No, thanks a lot. Cheers.
All right, and good luck, City, on Saturday, obviously at West Ham.